Hello, Roger Fredericks here, and I want to talk today about clear up some misconception about the shoulders in the golf swing, especially in the downswing. When I was a kid, I took a lot of lessons from a lot of great teachers, and there's a lot of controversy and difference of opinion about where the shoulders should be at impact. A lot of teachers told me that at impact the hips should be open, but the shoulders should be square to the line of flight, to the target line. And yet and there's a lot of other teachers that said that you should actually start opening up your shoulders, not flat, but the right shoulder dropping down and the left shoulder going around and high right off the bat. I know a lot of the senior tour players that I worked with, played a lot of golf with Ben Hogan, and Hogan told a lot of my tour players that he wanted to, right from the top of the swing, he felt like the left shoulder was moving out of the way immediately. And the reason that he didn't publicize that or talk about it was because he didn't want to create a nation of over-the-toppers. But let's take a look at that. Over on the left, I have Sergio Garcia right at the top of his backswing, and I have one of the Chicago Cubs pitchers right here on the right. Now watch the Cubs pitcher. Now he's getting into his windup. You can see that his left leg is off the ground, his left foot's off the ground. Now he'll get down. There's that press I keep talking about. And notice right now his shoulders are still closed to the target, to the catcher right there. They're still closed, okay? And I'm an associate of Tom House, the great baseball pitching coach. We're on the board of directors for TPI, and Tom has always said that when all the pitchers that he's coached, you don't want those shoulders to start opening up for a baseball pitcher until the left foot plants and hits the ground. So watch the pitcher on the right. His shoulders are still closed. Now the foot will plant. Now right here, there's a shock wave that goes through the body, and now those shoulders will open up big time, and they're still pretty much square, and he's about to release the ball. Now there they go. He still hasn't released the ball, and you can see that his hips and shoulders are pretty much facing the catcher and the baseball pitcher. Okay, now let's take a look at Sergio, a great ball striker here. Obviously, his shoulders have turned approximately 90 degrees. Now when he comes down, his shoulders are still closed. Okay, and that in turn, that little dropping there of his upper body, that lean into the ball, drops the club and shaft nice and low behind him. And you can see right now he's in that two cheek position of his hips that I keep talking about, and his shoulders now are actually starting to open. Now right here is ball strike, the release point, and you can see that his shoulders are approximately about 30 degrees open at this point. His hips are probably at least 50 or 60 degrees open. So again, but he didn't start turning in this slow motion, he didn't start turning his shoulders until he was about halfway down in his backswing. Now here's the thing. When you're in the golf swing, the downswing from the top of the backswing down to impact only takes about 2/10 up to 3/10 of a second. So to actually be thinking, hold the shoulders back while you're swinging down, that's going to add another tenth or even 2/10 of a second just by trying to do that. So depending on the person, if you're getting your shoulders stuck or jammed at impact, I think you should start trying to clear your chest and shoulders right from the top. But again, I want to make clear, that you can see now when Sergio goes back, if I draw some lines here, when he takes it up, watch his head and shoulders, they drop. That right shoulder now has really dropped down. So even though his shoulders are rotating quickly out of the way, he's not coming over the top at all. So the shoulders want to be rotating on plane there. All right, and now here the baseball pitcher again, he's now releasing it. Now he's standing vertical, obviously, so that makes it easier to rotate. So again, you always want the hips and shoulders to open up, but at their proper angle down to the ball. So don't be afraid to clear your chest and your shoulders out of the way, and you do that, and I have no doubt your golf game and swing will get headed in the right direction. Thanks for